What up, y'all? Super Mario here. Let's take on Fallout New Vegas. So this is basically a blueprint that I've come up with. I don't think it's by any means an original idea. However, it's just a blueprint to effectively play the first hour of Fallout New Vegas efficiently. This is going to be for more experienced players, although I can't really stop you from doing what you want to do with this. But it's recommended for your second playthrough and on, not for your first playthrough. If you haven't played this game before, I suggest you go through it normally. Otherwise, feel free to enjoy this. So, this is basically Doc Mitchell. He's voiced by Michael Hogan. Michael Hogan is General Tullius in Skyrim, if you've played that. He's been on several sci-fi shows as well. And he's going to be in the new Star Trek film coming out next year. So, yes, this has a very talented voice cast. You have Rob Corddry is in this, Dave Foley from Kids in the Hall is in this. It's always been narrated by Ron Perlman, that's Hellboy. He's been a staple in the series since the beginning. So I'm just going to create a character, a generic character, call her Courier. Yeah, we'll go with an Asian woman. And just a generic preset. You can adjust the age. So I'm going to go with the... What do I usually go with? I usually go with the Iron Maiden. Yeah. And Jet Black. Jet Black. So we're going to do Jet Black. I've added a bunch of mods to this particular scenario. So those are always linked in the description down below. I also want to give a special shout out to Gopher, who's a YouTuber. And he does fantastic work with these mods. I found these on the Nexus mods and I was having problems installing it. His videos helped me tremendously, so I suggest you go check out his channel. Alright, so here's the rub, if you will. I'm going to be doing a specific build that I'm going to be tackling in Fallout New Vegas. I'm already over encumbered, imagine that. So, alright. This is going to be very simple. I think I might tweak this, but I'm going to go with, let's see, Wet Noodle. I'm a Pipsqueak. Let's see. An Alert Coyote sounds about right. Endurance, I want to be as tough as nails. Definitely. Charisma, I don't really care about people in this walkthrough, so I'm going to go with a Misanthrope. This is going to be very quick. Intelligence, I'll be a genius. I'm a brains over brawn build. Agility, I don't remember what I used for agility. Was it knife thrower? No, I'm sorry, it was knife catcher. Knife catcher. And luck, you want to have a leprechaun's foot or a 21 leaf clover. So this is the build I usually go with. I think I might actually put my strength up when I actually do the playthrough, but
that's some serious atrophy, even for someone who's been in bed a while. It's a wonder.
I love this game. Science jokes everywhere, depending on what you put down. Like in the case, if you just had charisma at 1, he would say that there must be some frontal lobe damage. I think it's brilliant. Alright, so I'm over encumbered because I'm very small and pipsqueakish. So, alright, so he's going to give you a general assessment of your IQ, but this is just to build your character. You can answer this as you will. I suggest you answer them as honestly as you can. It's very interesting. It's pretty accurate. So, okay. For this particular build, based on what I have, I'm going to go with 3 key things. Sneak, and repair, and guns for this build. Alright, there we'll go with that. He's also going to give you a waiver of sorts, and this is just to give you some perks that you can pick. Now, I do something different than other people with this build that I've seen. I've always done this. I go build to destroy and trigger discipline. The reason I go build to destroy is because my repair will cancel out eventually the 15% decay that's attached to it. So, I think it's... because every perk has a disadvantage as well. It's just dependent on how you play, so... I can't run and I can't jump right now. but that doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go over to the shop and lighten my load. The point of this build is to try to get as much money as possible as quickly as possible. So I'm heading to New Vegas straight away. I'm going to skip the entire storyline. And I'm just going to skip the conversations. I don't think they're meaningful in this particular... I'll put it on hardcore for sure. But I don't think it's meaningful in this context. This is basically my walkthrough blueprint for efficiency in the first hour. So let's go on ahead as it loads. Load screens are kind of annoying, but it's not too bad. I actually have a decent processing system on my computer. So I've added a weathers mod, so I've added a few extra details to the terrain, including the sky here. The sky looks beautiful, actually. Sunrise in the distance is brilliant. And okay, the roads look nice too. I've added greener foliage as well. Hopefully it's not overcast for the entire morning. Alright, that's the robot. I'm going to go into third person for now, because you can play this third person. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It's still kind of buggy, so I usually go in first person. Alright, I'm just going to get rid of all these things. That's, for example, that's Victor the robot. He's voiced by... Let me think of his name. I think it's William Sadler. I think he's in the new Flash show. He may have been on Homeland, but I remember him more memorably. He has a more memorable performance, in my view, as one of the characters in Shawshank Redemption, which is a brilliant film. You'd know him to see him anyway. You know who I mean. Alright, so I'm just going to go through a couple of things in my Pip-Boy, because it prompts you for stuff. So I've also changed the font and a couple of other things about the Pip-Boy with these mods. Alright, we're just going to go lighten our load, and the goal is to get over $1,000, specifically about $1,300. Alright, so we're just going to talk to Chet here and lighten the load. Let's see if he has any... Yes, he does have some add-ons for the weapons, so you could really get into detail with how to haggle and negotiate in this game. It's very in-depth. However, I'm not going to waste my time with this tutorial doing that. I'm just going to lighten my load as best I can and try to get as much money out of Chet as I can, because I need to be able to run a little bit. I believe there is a sprint button that was... Yes, there is a sprint button that was installed in these mods that I've put in. And I will take advantage of them when I play my walkthrough, but for the purposes of this, because there are some people who play on consoles, I want to make it as, I guess, true to console as possible. Let's just buy a few of these. Yeah. Can I... Probably get... Yeah, I'll probably sell some ammo. Or should I sell my weapons? Ammo does weigh because I put it on hardcore. So yeah, let's do that. That's okay for now. We'll go over to Gun Runners and lighten our load there even more. Plus we have to go over to Mick and Ralph's on the strip. Alright. Sun is out. Alright, so you normally want to go over to the saloon to start your game if you're not familiar with this series. Definitely start at the saloon, like it asks you to talk to Sunny Smiles. What is up with that texture in the distance? Oh, it's because it's overcast, I see. It's because it's overcast that it's doing that. At least I hope that's the answer. Otherwise, that might be a texture problem. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's just foggy. Once it gets better weather, then we'll be able to see more clearly, and hopefully it clears up soon, because I don't want you to miss anything as far as details. Alright, so let me take out Sturdy Caravan Shotgun. This came with the Ultimate Edition, which you can buy on Steam. You can also buy it standalone on the consoles. I really recommend getting that because you don't miss anything, and it's incredibly cheap. If you're into cheap gaming, you'll be able to get this no problem. You may notice that dog up there. Now I'm going to have to try to sneak by everybody, and I have its enhanced sneaking techniques in modding. So it's a little harder to sneak. I've taken my HUDs off to make it more immersive, as well as the textures and the details in the textures. Yep, travel onward. Alright, so you really want to be careful doing this. If you're doing this for the first time, you're probably going to die. I don't know your playstyle, but if you're inexperienced with the Fallout games, they're action RPGs. So it's not like you can go in like a Call of Duty and just go guns a-blazing into the wasteland. You will easily get killed. So you have to be more methodical in your approach. At least that's from my experience. Okay. There's a dog right over there. I gotta be as quiet as possible. Thankfully, the agility that I have makes it pretty easy to be undetectable. Alright. So from here, we're gonna head over to New Vegas, and I really do hope it clears up because I don't want to have to deal with this overcast weather. But I'll just let it progress. It's a beautiful mod. And it really adds to the atmosphere. Alright. So we're heading over to this sign over here. It's going to say something like Deathclaw Sanctuary ahead or something like that. Danger. Warning, Deathclaws ahead. Deathclaws are about, I don't know, 10 to 15 feet tall, and they have claws the size of your whole body. They'll rip you apart quite easily. Alright, so this part is a little tricky. There's a dog over by that abandoned upside down truck down there. You want to avoid that. There are scorpions to the left of you. You want to avoid them as well. So you want to drop down here. And carefully just maneuver yourself over to that cart over there, the red cart. So once you drop down here, you should be able to run or, get out of sneak mode and head on over there. All right. Now, this is going to be a fairly long trek, but we should be able to get there in about, I'd say, 10 minutes or so. Probably not in this video. I want to make this as concise as possible, so it'll be 4 15-minute videos roughly. These are Caravaneers. I'll get into that when I play my actual playthrough, but not right now. I think it is clearing up a little bit. Those clouds are beautiful, by the way. It's too darn bad I can't see any in the distance. Oh well. Yeah, it seems to be clearing up a little bit. Hopefully it clears up because I don't want to have to run into a Deathclaw. Or a Scorpion. They will rip through you like a tissue at a snot party. Alright. So you just want to go up on that ridge and just down here. Be very cautious. And right behind this shrub. Alright. You might see that little notation on the upper left. That basically says that your canteen is giving you water. And that's also available in the Ultimate Edition DLC. Alright, now from here, just be careful and go to the right of this rock. Dip down. And we're nearing the 15 or so minute mark. So I think what I'm going to do, just be careful. You don't want to make any noise. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to save it here. And we're going to pick up where we left off immediately. And thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Take care of somebody else for a change. Stay real.